without further ado, my buddy, my friend, who I'm so proud of. We began in comedy together. Jessica Kirson, everybody. Jessica
Hi, I
Kirson.
love you. I'm watching it. I have it on the Facebook, so I'm pretty impressed.
Well, good for you, because this has only taken me 4 months and like $8,000. But don't worry, I sell
I,
t-shirts.
are you kidding? Wait, what did the t-shirt say?
Oh, thank you for asking, Jessica. Hold on.
No problem.
Um,
What does the teacher say?
so you're going to love it, Jess. You're going to love it.
Someone said they can't hear.
They can't
Don't
hear.
make me hate you. Well, that's impossible.
No, but
It's
people make me hate them.
But I love that shirt.
Yeah, of
That's
course.
a great shirt.
People
Oh,
can't.
that's the one that's hanging behind you.
That's another one. It's product placement.
I can't take it.
I sell t-shirts. 2 years of graduate school, I'm a t-shirt saleswoman. All right, you guys, people are listening. They say yay. Why can't I hear you? What do you mean? Who can you hear me, folks? Because this is absurd.
I think people can hear. I think one person,
Oh, I figured it out. Sorry. All right. All right, you guys. I have to tell you this, Jess. When I ring the bell, it's a commercial break.
Okay.
So here's the deal. You and I started together open mics at the Duplex in Lower Manhattan. We know this with our beloved Poppy, who's gone to God. So I'm walking in Times Square and I scream because I see this billboard of you getting ready for your Comedy Central special. I went out of my friggin' mind. Talk to me about it, because let me tell people.
Well, it was great. I had an amazing career. I loved it. Things were really going well. I was on a billboard, and now I'm home. I have no bra on. I am wearing pants out of respect to you.
Thank you.
Because I love you, but normally you're not wearing pants?
But I still love you. No, I'm wearing.
Are you wearing a dress?
No, this is just a little top, little color, because
you put energy into yourself. I gave up many years ago. I don't care at all. I don't. I'm not kidding. I don't care. So
I don't care.
What?
Well, I'm just trying to bring a little professional.
Well, I think it's amazing. I'm
getting me nowhere. I sell t-shirts. Let's talk about your show, Talking to Myself, Comedy Central. You killed it. Killed it.
Thank you so much.
But tell me, like, Bill Burr presented that. I want to hear the backstory about that, how that came to fruition.
Of course. So I was obviously doing it a long time. The one thing I felt like I should have gotten that I didn't, because I think you know me. I'm not like, I should be doing this and I should, like, I can't focus on what everyone else is doing because it's so depressing. Yeah. But the one thing I was like, I should have a comedy special, and it's ridiculous that I don't, like you should, and like so many of us.
Right.
And that was the one thing I was like, look at all these people getting it. They're so young. They've been doing it 4 years. I couldn't even deal with it. And then Bill Burr got a deal with Comedy Central where he could produce 3 of them. So I was one of the people that he chose, and he called me out of the blue and just said, do you have a special? I was like, no. And then he decided to produce it, and it was incredible. And I did the whole thing. It went amazing. It was on once, which was great. It was huge amount of promotion to just be on one time and then put away on the website.
Why isn't it on?
That's what they do. They post, they put it up once, and then you have to go on the app. You have to you have to purchase it on Comedy Central. So it's like, it's weird. It's not like a Netflix thing that people can just get now.
I don't like that. I want it to be.
No, I don't like it either. It's very.
What are they charging to get it?
$790, and I don't get any of it. But it's, I don't know. I don't even know.
Listen, Jessica Kirson, if you're on the timeline, move it over to Hanging with Langan, because we're taking your comments. You got a comment for Jess, you got a question for Jess. She's an accessible.
A lot of people are on it, and people that I'm friends with, like, this is great.
Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. But in order to get people onto the Facebook, as my Irish mother calls it, you have to have a program like Zoom or something, because if you're just doing Facebook Live, you can only have yourself. So this gravitates people from all over there. So you do the special. I didn't. Bill didn't call me, but who are the other 2 people?
I wish that was good. Ian Edwards and Paul Verzi.
Good.
Yeah, and it was really incredible. I feel like a lot of it is just sitting somewhere, and I got, they put up like 5 clips of it, but I'm like, where's the rest of the special? But now we are making an album out of it. So that's the great thing. And I heard part of it. It's amazing. So I'm going to be putting out an album of my special.
So without specifics, because that's your business, do they pay you a lump sum to do the
I
special?
paid 148. What?
Do they give you a lump sum to do the special and then you get residuals every time somebody
Oh,
downloads it?
you do not get any residual. I do not get any residuals. I get a one sum and that's it.
Do you understand how we're treated in comedy, folks? Now, everybody's like, well, this is fantastic exposure. And I think your book was probably getting filled until this friggin' nightmare of the
My
virus.
book was really, I finally, I mean, I wasn't booked on theaters and stuff, but I was finally working at the places and starting to make the money that I felt like I deserved. And then we got this virus. And it's just like, oh my God, everything was canceled until the fall. And who even knows if it's going to happen in the fall? I mean,
we don't know. We don't know. And that's why I say to you people, and I should have posted it when I posted this, I do say to people, and sometimes I wish I didn't have to, but I say, if you want to support this show, I'm bringing people great content every day. I'm working like an animal to book this and to research it and learn the technology. So I do say to people, you'll see it on Hanging with Langan posted at the top. If you want to support, you can go to PayPal, molangan@gmail, or Venmo @molangan, or just reach out on my website, maureenlangan.com. I know you have a special coming up on Saturday.
well, listen, I want to say to everyone, please support Mo. I'm serious. First of all, you're one of my favorite people on earth. We've been friends for 20 years. You're brilliant and you're working your ass off to make this happen. And you're so good at it and so organized and so charismatic and amazing. And I encourage all of you to go to my Venmo. No, I'm joking. I go to Mo's Venmo, go to her PayPal, support her because the money goes right back into her business. That's what we do. So
what we do,
it would really be great, even if it's, and I want to say this, no matter what it is. Like sometimes I feel people will just send me $5 and I'm like, you know what? Anything helps.
Right. Thank you. And I want to thank Bitten by a Bitten by a Zebra. That's a company, graphic artist, photography, websites. They're sponsoring the show this week. So I'm
awesome. That's great.
Yeah. So if people want to sponsor, reach out, molangan.com, any of that stuff. But listen, this is about you. Let's get back to you. We've known each other 20 years. And I laugh because, Marion Groden, her father's Charles Groden. And I would say to Marion, she was, people are always like, your father's Charles, it must be so easy. She was like, yeah, I'm in a laundromat doing comedy where people are folding clothes. Yeah, everything's great. Yeah.
That's where we used to perform, in a laundromat.
There used to be a laundromat comedy.
I think that's a better situation than it is now. I'm in a closet. I'm in my closet. Did you know that?
Is that where you are?
I'm doing this from my closet. I'm back in the closet from this pandemic.
What I want to, so people, your stepbrother is?
My stepbrother is Zach Braff from Scrubs, Garden State. He was the voice of the chicken in Chicken Little. Are you laughing?
I'm laughing. Chicken Little's funny name.
I know. That's why I knew you were going to laugh when I said Chicken Little.
I'm also laughing. Like it's ironic because you'll have a famous brother, but that doesn't help you get the comedy special. That doesn't help you.
It doesn't help me get anything.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, that doesn't help me get anything. That's not, I've never gotten anything because Zach is my stepbrother, but people love him. He's amazing, but no, it's from putting in the work. I mean, I have gotten stuff from connections, meaning Bill saw me on the Patrice O'Neill benefit. He saw me have a great set. It was like one of those sets where you're like, oh my God, that was unreal.
Right.
It was rare. Like I remember doing this theater. There might have been like, I'm making this up, but there might have been like 2,000 people there, or even more.
Where was it, Jess?
It was in the city at one of the theaters. I can't remember, but there were a lot of people on it, like, Rich Voss and Jim Nor, like all these guys. And something clicked and I did amazing. I went up in the middle of the show. I think I was the only woman, or there might've been one more. And I remember standing there after I performed and I literally said to myself, take this in. Like I literally in my brain said, you just had an incredible set. Stand here for 10 seconds. And I did, and I let it in. It was like, and he was there. And so he saw me do so well. And then that's when he called and said, what happened? Where I said, you haven't seen me. I've, in 15 years, and I've been working hard. So, my goal is to do what he did for me, and it's to help other people. I mean, I know you're like that too, but I really we have to. That's what people are starting to do, is just try to help other people, because we can't depend on the industry to do that anymore.
I don't even know what the industry is about anymore. Like, is there an industry? It seems like there's not. It's just comics pulling comics up.
It is. That's what's happening. And that's what I'm really trying to focus on. And I that's always how it's been for me, is other comics trying to help me, or actors or whoever.
Well, I'm happy for you. Your show's called Talking to Myself, and it's on Comedy Central. You can download it. Love you, Jess. Oh, people are just loving you. Oh, two brilliant comics. That's an astute person.
I know, that was nice.
That was very nice. People are just digging. That's nice. No dispute from me. You're the best. That's great.
Thank you for saying that.
Ring a ding a ding, baby. All right. Sure, why not? Ring a ding a ding. Jess, what do you think? Oh, geez. Well, first of all, let me bring this up. Tell me what your worst gig was. And I know there's many, but what just comes to mind?
Jesus, I don't even know where to start. There were a couple. I mean, one of them was performing, like a lot of them have been in Florida for like the very, very, like years ago when I didn't know how to handle it, the very old Jews who were just like, get her off of it. Like they yell out, they heckle. And I did a private thing once for like New York district attorneys at this bar. It was horrible. It was like The Accused. I was standing with a microphone on a dance floor, and they were all just standing around me, like, yeah, take your shirt off, show us your, these are all district attorneys. It was,
come on.
Yeah. And I walked out, I was sore, I was pregnant. I don't even know what happened, but I literally was just hysterically crying and just thought, I'm never doing this again. It's usually like private events.
Those are hard. Those are hard.
Wasted. Yeah, those are tough. You do a ton. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, they're pig fucks. But I remember, this is interesting. A lovely woman booked us, but you know what? People will call you, they're very wealthy. They'll have a penthouse in Park Avenue. They'll have a home in the Hamptons, and they'll say, I'm doing a charity event. Really, comics don't want to donate their time? I'm like, well, we don't have the penthouse.
No, the wealthiest people say that. Yeah.
Only the wealthiest. So you and I went out. It was a juvenile diabetes fundraiser. Yeah. And we're being paid in an outfit. Like they're giving us an outfit. We got an outfit. We got a shirt, but a pretty one.
That is hysterical. Do you know I forgot about that?
We got paid in an outfit, and you're like, Maureen, take my outfit. So I put on an outfit that has the sleeves.
This was not that long ago.
Last summer, I think. We had those sleeves cut out of mine, and it gathered at the gut, because that's really where you want things to gather. And I put leggings on with it because it's supposed to be a short dress for the girls who don't eat. And then the designer comes in, she looks at me, she's like, oh, that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, she's
a huge designer too, huge. I don't remember her name because I don't give a shit, but this was a person who was very well, like my sister knew who she was, like she's, yeah.
And what is, the person, the designer?
That designed it, yeah.
Yeah, who looked at me like, she was mortified. Well, I'm like, listen, I don't want to go on stage and show my twat. Sorry, I kind of want to put leggings on.
Yeah.
But then what cracked me up about that gig, juvenile diabetes, you walk in, they had towers made out of candy. They had muffin tins. I got up there and I said, I now have type 2 diabetes since I got here. Like, what the hell?
There were so many desserts.
But they were the whole hassles.
We took food home. We're animals. We ate with our hands. We dumped food into boxes. They didn't have to-go boxes. So I think I just dumped a whole salmon dish into a bag.
I think I just put it in my shirt. I flipped it over and just put it in and walked out. But then, they were raising money for a family. God bless them. The young girl, I want her to be healthy, of course. But the father was the lead lawyer for Bloomberg when I worked there. I'm like, my father's a garbage man. Like,
Yeah.
what is happening? Do you see how upside down it all is?
That was horrible. We were upstairs and it was like Anne Frank's room. It was so hot up there. You remember there was no space. The staircase was like literally like Anne Frank's staircase. And I just kept grabbing food to take home because I'm not, you know what? I am like the women I grew up with. Like I'm not leaving that kind of food at an event. I'm
We
starting.
have to pull down a ladder to get upstairs. Oh, it was so insane. Oh man. Um, oh, Gwen says you've always helped other comics, Jess. You were my patron saint at Gotham.
Glenn is incredible, and so is Dana. All these people. There's a bunch of comics on here, and they're amazing. We'll figure out something else to do.
If you're watching from my timeline, that's cool. But we're taking the comments over on Hanging with Langan. It's the group page. Get your ass over there. And I've also put where you can support the show at the bottom here, Mo Langan at Gmail or Venmo at Mo Langan. Commercial.
Do you have a butler?
Huh?
Do you have a butler?
Sure, who doesn't? And go to the website, molangan.com, and get Don't Make Me Hate You t-shirts. Okay.
I love that.
And watch Jess on Saturday night. She's doing a Mother's Day talk show. And you go to jessicakirson.com to get all the information there, or follow her on the Instagram or the Facebook, and it's all there as well. All right. What advice would you give? I get asked this too. What advice would you give up and coming comics or people who want to get in the business?
Right now?
Yeah.
If you don't mind performing in front of a computer.
No, I mean, okay. No,
once we get out of this hell.
Yeah, when we get out of the
nightmare. So what advice?
Yeah.
I think some people really should take a class. I think it helps to do that if you have no experience getting up in front of people and you're nervous or you want to create a set. It's very helpful to take like a free class.
Yeah.
It helped me a lot. And I used to teach and I loved it. And also you just have to get on stage. I mean, seriously, like when things open up, you just get on stage. There's no experience like getting on. I mean, Mo and I have been on stage thousands and thousands of times. Like you cannot not do that. There's no way of getting good and experience. Like, for example, she and I did that event. Whether we felt it went well or not, we both learned how to deal with it from doing it so many times. So we didn't like walk off the stage or start freaking out or crying, whatever it is. So it's, you get good by doing it.
You have to do it. And people, you know, and you also find out, I'm sure this is your case too, you're doing everything. You're in a sports bar. I was at Hooters. You're like in every nightmare situation and some great ones. And when they're great, you're like, oh, this is where I want to work. Well, good luck to you. You have to take any gig, every gig at first. And it's also scary. It's so also intimidating. But then you go, okay, after a while, you're like, okay, I know how to handle this. Or you go, I'm not doing those kind of gigs anymore. But you have to earn your stripes before you know what you're going to say no to. Don't you agree?
Exactly. 100%. 100%. You have to, those are the shows that make you better. People think that when they kill, that's when they learn. You learn. I used to say this to my students all the time. You learn from having a weird experience or uncomfortable experience, or that's the only time I learn. Like when there's been times when I've snapped at an audience member in the past couple of years, I'm like, oh, this is why I have to do it sometimes because I know it feels horrible and I don't want to do this anymore. And so, yeah.
Somebody's asking us to tell. Well, I have one as well. They said, tell your Robin Williams story.
And Mindy's on. Hi, Mindy.
Hi, Mindy. Hi, Carlo.
Carlo.
Where he was in the audience. Do you remember this? Carlo's asking you to tell that.
Yes. So I can see your hand.
Really?
It's okay. Yeah. This is how my mother FaceTimes with me. Hi, honey. How are you? I'm like, Mom, I can't see you. I can see you fine.
Right.
So I was performing at the Comedy Cellar one night, and I started getting heckles like a Tuesday night at midnight for a
That's
dollar.
uh-huh.
And someone was like, "You're so funny, you're fucking funny." And I was like, I got so pissed, and I looked out, and it was Robin Williams, and I was like, "Oh my God, Robin Williams!" Like I freaked out because he was my idol, and people all freaked out. And then he's like, "Yeah, you're so." I'm said, "Could you please be quiet? Because I need to. You're famous, and I need this 10 minutes to really try out these jokes." I mean, he was hysterically laughing. I didn't mean it, but I just
Yeah,
said that.
no,
And
you're so likable up there anyway. You could get away with it.
and then after I got off, he was so sweaty. I remember how hairy he was. He was a
Yeah.
very hairy. He reminded me of some of my ex-girlfriends because it was really, his chest was hairy, and we were hugging, and he was so sweaty, and he's like, "You're a star. Don't ever forget it. Just keep doing what you do. Don't let anyone tell you what to do. You're gonna be a star." It was unbelievable, and I'll never forget it. It was really amazing. It was a huge thing for me.
That is a big deal for Robin Williams to come up and hug you with his sweaty self because he's
Yeah.
amazing human. God rest his soul. A huge loss. Some of the people who've tuned in have heard me. I've told the story once before. Robin Williams lived in Marin County, just over the bridge in north of San Francisco, and there's a great theater there. I don't know if you've worked at, Jess, called the Throckmorton.
No.
It's a great theater. It's wonderful. A lot of locals. They're smart. Well, that was his home club, so, and
Mhm.
Dana Carvey. So they would go. It's in Mill Valley, California. So they would show up on a Tuesday night comedy night, hosted by a guy named Mark Pitta, who's the best MC in the business, and they would work out their stuff. So you never knew when they were going to show up. And one night I'm there because I had been living in San Francisco for a while. I'm there on a Tuesday night. So Dana Carvey shows up, and his stuff was so great. And I said to
He
him
is
after,
so funny.
but he wasn't doing characters, he was doing bits.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I said to him, "You don't need me to say this, but I was really, really impressed with what you're doing." He goes, "No, I need to hear that because I'm getting away from some of the characters and I'm growing this. So thank you." True comic, right? I mean, that's
Mhm.
what a comic would say. They know they're working out. Well, then who walks in next? Robin Williams. They get up together.
Oh my.
Together. They're riffing for 45 minutes. Then guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Maureen Lankin. Oh no! Can you imagine that I gotta
Yeah.
follow that?
It's, how do you even follow that?
You go up and you go, "Are you kidding me? You're shitting me with this? Really? They don't have enough of a career. I gotta deal with this. I'm doing it for garbage man. I need this. I need a little something. They got this much. I got nothing, nothing." And then the audience got on board with me because you have to acknowledge it.
That's
That.
the whole thing. It's about being honest and truthful and
Mhm,
real.
mhm.
Yeah.
All right, let me just see what else people are asking. Dana Carvey kills me. Yes, that's true. Got a lot of people watching. It's really cool, Jess.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So people, you may or may not, you can say, you don't have to use a name, but who's the person who treated you the worst in the business? Like a club owner or a booker, or you don't even have to say a name, an experience,
Oh my God. There's so many.
aren't there?
Of
Aren't there?
course.
And the other thing
Um,
too,
Now I wouldn't even allow it for a second. But of course, when I was desperate, I mean, now I'm desperate because I'm in my closet on a,
yeah,
this,
with me, I got it. I'm in the
no,
closet,
not with you, on a computer all day trying to like,
make something happen.
yeah. Um, no, being with you is the best. I probably like club owners, like when Lucian at the comic strip told, I think he liked you. Didn't he like you?
Yeah, but what you guys have to understand, Lucian was the booker manager of the comic strip. He was iconic. He's now gone to God, and he would bring you in after a show if you wanted to be past there, and he would talk like this with the light flickering like a strobe light because I guess nobody replaced the bulb in the club, and I thought I was going to have an epileptic seizure. Well,
Mhm.
let me tell you, Maureen, I thought you were going to be better than you were
Yeah.
because. And then he saw me another place and he goes, "There you are. I didn't see that at the club that night."
No, if he, even if you killed in front of him, if he didn't like you, he didn't like you. And he would say things that if you said now, it would be, I mean, he'd be arrested, like his whole business would have shut down.
Really?
Yeah, but he's like, I just don't see what you're doing. And I don't like your characters and you don't do characters very well. And we already have a heavy Jewish woman that works. I swear to God, this is how he was talking to me. And I almost said, like, you're a horrible person. But I was so new that I could never stick up for myself at that point. And I was always resentful towards him. One thing I have,
Anything sexual. It was just ripping apart your
no,
personality.
it's not sexual, it's all like he would say black, like we already have a couple of black women, like things you
Oh,
could
yeah. You
never.
already have enough white guys like that. He would.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
right, exactly. So he the way I am is if you talk, like if you do that and you screw me, I don't, maybe it's because I'm a Scorpio. I don't know what it is, but like I will never ask you again. I will never, like, I just, somewhere I have pride. I have no idea why. So like even Caroline's was my favorite club. I loved working there. It was the first club I ever did. It was the first show I ever did was at
Really?
Caroline from my class.
Yeah.
And they would always say, put in your avails. We love you. You're the greatest comic there is. Put in your avails. Just keep putting your. So I would, and I'd never hear back. I'd never get a spot. And I'm like, I will never, ever, ever put my avails in again. And I never did. That was, I don't even know how many years ago. I never once sent my avails again. And I barely worked there. I mean, I'm not, I just can't do it. I can't. When
Well,
I started, I did. I would do it for a year.
repeat that.
When I started, I would keep trying and be desperate. But then after a year, I mean, after years of doing it, I was like, I am not going to beg anyone.
You can't beg. And I see so many up and comers going, how do I get in that club? Or people who are good from outside of New York going, Maureen, could you help me get in that club? I go, I can't help you get in any club. We're either in 6 clubs at one point, then we're in none, and then we're in 2. You're just the flavor of the month. And as we're more experienced in age in this business, I'm not chasing it. You're certainly not chasing it.
No,
But
I won't. I'm not going to. If someone doesn't get my comedy, they don't get it.
right.
And they're not, they might see, oh my God, the crowds love her and people are coming to see her. And that's why we're going to book her. But I know they don't like it and they don't get it. And I am not going to beg someone who doesn't get it. I never do that. Jim David just wrote, after Lucian insulted me, I didn't walk back into that club until he was dead. And it's hysterical what he just said, but it's true. I mean, I didn't either.
Hey, you guys, start some watch parties before I always tell people to forget to do that, but start watch parties. You're supposed to do that. You didn't go back there either until after he died.
What that means, is that like porn? What is watch parties?
It's porn.
Can I start a watch party?
The more people know, and I'm supposed to do that. There's so many things I'm supposed to do, Jessica. Thank God for Dana Freeman. She's always like, Maureen, do this, do that. I'm like, all right, you're the boss.
Yeah, Dana's great that way. My cousin Patty is on, who has quadruplets.
Oh, whoa. IVF.
I mean, they're much older now, but isn't that insane?
Yeah, that's.
I love her. I really, she's great. All right, so yes.
So my thing was, I was working out. I did the dry bar comedy for the Mormons.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I want to do this? It was fantastic experience. But I wanted, you make the rounds to work out your new material. So one of the owners of Stand Up New York said, yeah, come by. He's a good guy. I don't want to put him down. His name's James. The booker doesn't pay me. I mean, you guys have to understand, these clubs pay $25.
Yeah, no one knows that.
He was not there that night. He'll PayPal you. It's $25, but it's principal. That's all they pay you. He never paid me. So Stand Up New York did not pay. This is just a few months ago. And I called the owner. I go, listen to me. These clubs, you're getting that will give you a bad name. That will give you a bad name.
I know they don't want that because they are good guys.
Well, I don't know about the booker guy. He didn't give me stupid $25.
I don't know I don't even know who's booking now, but like I do.
The owner's a good guy, right?
Right. Yes. But the thing is that it's so hard as a comic who's been through so much hell to not get that $25, to not get even if it's $10, it doesn't matter. It's the principle of just, you agreed on this.
Yeah.
Just even if it has to come out of your own wallet, give me the money.
Give me the fucking money, because I want a good glass of red wine. But I said to the owner after the third call, listen, money, it's just principle. and you should know how a comic was treated at your club. That's it. Total principle. And we both agree with that. You know that.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
what's coming up next for you after all this? I mean, a lot of your stuff, all of our stuff is poof away. What was happening post? I, this is something I want to ask you before I let you go. What was your life before the Comedy Central special and post? Forget the virus thing, but how did it change? Were you getting theaters? Tell me like your
I
career.
wasn't getting theaters, but like things started happening, and then all these people were like, "Oh, we always thought you were funny." I'm like, "No, you didn't. You never, ever, ever got what I did, and you're a liar." So I'm gonna decide if I want to do your late night thing or whatever it is, because you didn't always get me. You never gave me a chance. But now that Bill Burr got behind me, or you saw my special and you loved it, now you're saying you always thought I was great. Just be honest and say, I never thought you were great, but now you have heat. So I want to get you on my show. So things started happening. I started producing stuff. I'm still working on stuff. Now that the virus came, I'm waiting for contracts and paperwork, but there's a bunch of stuff in the works. And my audience started growing. My online presence started growing, and I'm really taking it in my own hands and producing a lot. And I'm doing a lot with my manager, Jim Serpico. A lot that people keep saying, you're putting out so much content. You have that is 50% me and 50% Jim Serpico, who's my manager. Oh my God. I'll send him, like, we work so well together, and we're so in sync. Like, I'll send him a video from home where I'm just looking at the TV and making faces, and then he'll write the writing underneath it. Like, we do it together. So it's really, and then I
Elton
crack
John
up.
and Bernie Taupin. I don't know how to say his last name. Elton John would do the music.
Yeah. It's fascinating. Like, I didn't think up when, for example, I don't know if you saw it, but when I had those videos up where all the writing, the text was not
Yes.
what I was saying, that was all his idea. Like, he took my stand-up clips and just wrote things that I wasn't even saying. It was hysterical.
Well, you know what, too? Listen, this business, you guys, I always say, people will say, how do you got heat. Heat puts butts in the seat, puts money in the owner's pockets. That's what matters. And, I always say my mother should have told me dance with poles while I still had the body to do so, because that's a path to success more than this. However, some young guy, good guy, really like him, his name's Dave Roth. He came after me one night outside after my set. And he said, Maureen, I really like what you're doing. Can you give me any advice? Now, we're in front of the club. This was out in California. And I go, see that billboard over there? I go, okay, listen to me. Fuck a donkey. He goes, what? I go, fuck a donkey. Then you'll be known as the donkey fucker.
Yeah.
All around the country, and you'll be on that billboard like, oh my God, there's the donkey fucker.
Right. Did he ever do it? Because I would do that.
Are you going to do it?
I would, if I thought it would help me make money. I'd rather do the donkey than have it do me. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know. That's a really weird, interesting question or thing to think about.
All right, so Jess, I know you got a bunch of stuff coming up. Let me just promote a couple things so that people, okay, this is, you guys, I'm gonna tout what Jess is doing in a moment. Thank you to Bitten by a Zebra for supporting and sponsoring the show this week. He's a graphic artist and photographer, website developer, fantastic. I want you guys to get on board with Hangin' and Langin'. This is where I'm bringing the shows, people like Jessica, tomorrow Bobby Collins, Wednesday Bernadette Pauly and Al Ducharme. We're doing daytime drinking with a wine minx. She's a sommelier, 20 bottles of wine and $20. Thursday, I have a PhD history professor who's also a comedian, Peter Bales. We're going to talk funny history.
Peter, yeah.
And then Fridays, I do hell gigs with my buddies. This week, it's Buddy Fitzpatrick and Brian Scott McFadden. So these are
great show. These guys have to check them out and support.
I hope you guys do. And then the following week, I have Kelly Carlin, daughter of George.
Awesome.
And Lori Kilmartin, writer for Conan. So you guys, working like a dog here. Please support the show, molangan@gmail, Venmo Molangan, or get your t-shirt on my website, molangan.com. It's called Don't Make Me Hate You, because you don't want to hate people. They make you hate them.
That's very true.
It is.
I really understand that. I want that shirt.
Um, I want you. I'll send
So
you one.
I'll take 11 of them. Could you put them on Jim David's account?
Yes, Jim. Michael King says this is better than patience. He's a dentist.
Oh, of course.
Questions. Somebody had questions. I didn't see it. In case you didn't see it, at Henry Callahan had questions. Uh, oh, all right, Henry. Gold, tell me the most inappropriate thing my mom has said in front of you both. I don't know what that means.
Oh,
Gold.
yeah, because his mom is Judy.
Well, she's fantastic.
Well, she'll scream out every time she sees me at the cellar, "Hey, you big dyke!" And it's just a lot because I'm not that. I mean, you know, I'm married with children, but I still have internal homophobia. Like it's a little much in the middle of a restaurant while they're
Oh,
still eating.
oh.
"Hey, you big fat dyke!" You know, I'm like, ugh.
Oh, yeah.
I,
Well,
I
I told her I'm afraid of her, and she's like, "Why are you afraid of me?" I don't know. But she
right.
is very funny, and she actually is very soft under all that.
Hysterical. You should have her on here. She's amazing.
Yeah, no, I'd love to have her on. I really would. Henry Callahan, that's his last name? Oh,
Henry, yeah,
Gold.
Callahan
Callahan Gold.
Gold.
I want my $25 if you're the new manager at Stand Up New York. He said, "Sorry, Marion." That was very sweet. Very, very sweet. Marion Groden just texted, Marion, I've reached out to you. I
She's
want you on
on?
the show. These
Is
are great.
Marion watching?
We have great friends or what? She texted me.
I love Marion so
Hey
much.
Henry, thank you for reaching out, sweetheart. $25. I'll give you my you have my PayPal, molangan@gmail.com. I look forward to that. All right, Jess, tell people what you have going on, how they can follow you, promote anything you want.
So I have a podcast called Relatively Sane, which I would love to have you on, Mo, and Jim David. He just asked to. I don't schedule the whole thing because I can't even barely get to the bathroom. I'm not even kidding. It's a lot. It's all a lot. And I have this live event on Saturday night. It's only $10, and you're going to see a whole, literally like a talk show. It's a Zoom talk show. My mom's going to be on the whole thing.
Lovely mother.
She'll be in every segment. And I have Jeff Ross, Bill Burr, and Carney Wilson. And my mom is going to be doing therapy techniques with all of them.
Please.
With me. You have to get tickets. They're on every platform. I'm posting the link on Facebook and Instagram, and it's going to be hysterical and a blast.
Please tell people your mother is her mother's a real.
My mother's a real therapist. Yeah, she's a healer. So she may do Reiki with us. She may exercise. I don't know what's going to happen. So you got to check it out for Mother's Day.
Well, go check that out. It's a bit. You can go find you on Instagram.
Yes, Instagram, Jessie Kirson. Facebook, I have a fan page, and then I'm on Twitter. I have a website, jessicakirson.com. So, and I have a ton of stuff on iTunes and Amazon. So you can check that out too.
And you guys, I am bringing great guests like this. Not trying, I'm bringing great guests like Jessie.
You are.
And please support the show. I don't care if it's $5, $10. If you want to be a sponsor, just reach out to me. PayPal, molangan@gmail.com. This is our work now. So yeah. At first I felt uncomfortable saying it, but you know what? It's a lot to get the equipment. It's a lot of work. So your support means a lot.
It's a fortune. It's a fortune to have a podcast. I mean, I'm paying people constantly.
There's adapters and there's wires and
editing and
editors and I need like a team, and I don't have a team. I'm not Joy Behar. I don't have a bank of stuff.
I don't have anything. I'm just literally barely functioning, doing this. I'm in my closet, for God's sake.
Well, come on out. All right.
Oh.
That was Judy. I was channeling Judy.
I love it.
Listen, thank you for doing this with me today.
Of course. I love you, Mo. Support Mo. Give her what you can, and you're great. I love you very much.
And support Jessie's show Saturday night. Remember Rascals back in West Orange back in the day when we first performed?
Of course.
All right. I love you. All the best.
Bye.